Chased by Dallas, nigga hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, here I come. What in the world is going on with you guys on today? Welcome to the one and only as the smoke clears, which only means that an entrance is made, a la The Undertaker, a la Ric Flair. I feel like him today, y'all. Welcome to the one and the only. This is the one. Yeah. It is me. It is I. It is us. As we all come together for the one and the only, the big time show that is being seen and heard live right now as we speak. Listen, as you come in, I hope that you're sharing. I am sharing right now to everybody. I have joined at least today. I know I joined at least another, it has to be another at least minimum, I'm not exaggerating, another 25 groups at least today. And I may be shortening that. It might be right at 30 of Dallas Cowboy groups. So there's a potentiality that we may see today some new faces. If they allow me to share in the groups, of course, which I believe they will. In the process of doing that, however, because there's so many groups that I share the show with, I got a lot of them, so I'm going to be late on this. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me just for a moment. I hope that you guys share with me just a moment. I hope you guys will do that. How y'all doing on this Saturday? How y'all guys doing on this Saturday? Most of you I know are watching the gold medal game between the USA and France. I know you are. I'm going to say something about that, even though it's not Cowboy related. I said this on my personal page the other day. It is LeBron James, man. And I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan at all. It ain't no question about that. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm not a LeBron James fan. It doesn't mean that I don't cheer for him. I cheer for him because he's on my team. However, what is amazing to me, it's just another chapter of the hate that he has. And you guys are going to miss him when he's gone. But the fact that the man is leading this team, the Americans, but folks are cheering against him so bad that they cheering for the other teams. And they're American, and y'all the first one to talk about patriotism. I mean, y'all, man, hush all that, folks. Y'all ain't no true patriots. I thought that you guys were supposed to be cheering for the good old USA. But they done let one man got them so bad and messed up that they are really cheering against the country that they swear up and down. They just, woo, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm in a lot of groups, y'all. I ain't even lying to you. I wouldn't say it if I wasn't lying. And they are literally cheering against the good old USA. Y'all know that. Let me speak to everybody. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Hey, Mr. I see you. Al Logan, what's up? Joe, what's going on? And to all of you that are on there, I see some on Twitter. Hey, Twitter, what's going on? Joe say I'm cheering for the USA and I'm Italian. But Joe, you're an American though. So you know, no matter where you are, you cheering for the country that you with it. What's going on, Jay? Jay Bryan, how you feeling, man? I feel you, man. Thank you for popping in on me. I hope you guys will share. Those of you on Twitter, what's up? Y'all don't speak to me, and I be seeing a lot of y'all on here. What's going on? Robert King, what's up? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You know what? I'm finna sneak on Twitter right now. I'm about to well, I'm about to slip on Twitter right now. That's what I'm gonna do. I need to say something on there. Like, what's up? I mean, I got a nice crowd on Twitter right now, but nobody says anything to me. And I'm trying to figure out who is it that's on there. Now, I was shocked the last time I was on Twitter. I'm not exaggerating, y'all. I ain't saying it just to get something, but John Cena himself, I ain't lying, y'all, was watching me on Twitter and followed me there. I'm like, wow. So, I don't know. But I'm about to jump on here right now because y'all ain't. I'm gonna put my comment on Twitter and say hello to myself. Cause y'all ain't talking to me, and I want to talk to y'all so bad. I need to know who is on there. Like I'm ready to put it on there now. I know I'm out of sort. There you go. There it is. I just want to see what's gonna be said. I want to see if it's something wrong. Is it something I'm doing? Is it something that we're not doing? And I know it's on there. Y'all ain't helping your boy out here. Y'all ain't helping your boy out. There it is. That's what I want to see. There it is. Yeah. Y'all forgive me, but I got to do it. There it is. Look at that, y'all. So I know y'all can talk. Let me get it there first. See right there? That's on X. There it is. On X or Twitter. There it is. So somebody say something to me on there. I be wanting to talk to y'all. I talk to everybody on YouTube and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and everything. Listen, before we start, listen. If you want to contribute to the podcast, you can. You got the stars there on Facebook. You also have on YouTube the super chat button that you can do, and if you do that, you can go that way. If you want to do Twitter, if you just want to do Cash App on that, you can go to @BigTimeLou on Twitter, @BigTimeLou, and you can do that as well. All right, everybody know what's going down on tomorrow. Everybody. I think that to me, not because of that I'm looking for a lot, because by now you should know that hardly any of the starters are playing tomorrow. Everybody should know that. As always, the Cowboys hardly ever play their starters in any preseason game, at least during McCarthy's tenure. Most starters do not play. However, this year might be a little different because, in particular, particularly in the offensive line, and because of already injuries being shown or has already happened, it's obvious that some rookies may get a little preseason work. It may get some preseason work. I don't know if that's really going to happen. I don't. Um, but I do know that. Hey, Al Logan, I'm gonna read your comment because you got a long one there. I'm gonna read it, but I got a feeling, y'all. I got a feeling that we might see, if there are some rookies that are going to play. I believe we're going to see Nealon play, rookie defensive edge rusher. I believe that is going to happen. Not a lot of plays, but I believe he's going to get some action. I don't believe that Guyton is going to play a lot in this preseason. I just don't. I do believe we will see BB play. I believe that. I believe we're going to see Carson play. And that's, forgive me for not calling the first names. I'm talking about the defensive back rookie that we got in the draft. I believe we will see him a lot. I'm not quite sure about, I believe we'll see Maris, the rookie linebacker, play. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Overshown. Now, I know he's not a rookie, but he hasn't played. He got hurt in the preseason last year, so you might as well say a rookie. You might as well say he is. He hadn't played, but I don't think you're going to see him. I don't think you're going to see let me see. I was about to say the other guy, but I don't think so. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Appreciate you, Texas Twister. What's going on, man? Who else popped in? Eastside popped in. All you guys. Hey, I'll put something long here. Let me read this comment. When you type that long, by the way, I got to read you. To be honest, I guess that's what TBH means. To be honest, it comes down like this. Dallas, Dak is going to get paid, and the fight comes between CD or Parson on keeping, and in my eyes, it's a no. You keep Parson over Lamb because Parson a freak. No disrespect to Lamb. Ain't even talking about it because Lamb a beast as well, but he is replaceable. Parsons not in my opinion, so you keep Parson and let Lamb walk. I appreciate the comment, Al, and I ain't gonna cut it off, but I'm so exhausted talking about who gonna get paid and who not gonna get paid, and I'm just going to the ball game, man. At this point, when you start talking the fan base versus the front office, you really can't figure them out per se, but if you've just been watching and you check it out, some of us have figured it out. And it's basically they cheap. And so I'm going by the bottom line. And right now, the bottom line says ain't nobody getting paid because ain't nobody got paid. And so until I see it, that's when I'm going to give credit because, as I said before, the problem with the Cowboys is Steven has never been in this position before. And please don't tell me about the early 90s because there was no salary cap back then. So all of the guys back then were considered, probably right at the top of their positions. Michael Irvin was a, 1A, 1B, 1C, type of receiver. Arguably back then it was him and Rice and Sterling Sharp and Andre Rison. Those were the guys. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm leaving a couple guys out, but Michael Irvin was up there. But there was no salary cap, so you weren't worried about that. Emmett, of course, was no doubt one or two best running backs, him and Bear Sanders. So, it was no salary cap. And we ain't talking the money, of course, like we talking now. But they were considered that, but there was no salary cap. Dion, no salary cap. No question the best cornerback in the game. But there was no salary cap, so you didn't have to worry, just to the highest bidder. That's where you go. He ain't never had 3 or 4 guys at the same time on the team in a salary cap scenario where the guys that are due up for extensions are considered to be, and I'm leaving out the quarterback position because the quarterback position is different. The quarterback position is whoever is next. Trevor Lawrence is not the best quarterback in the game. Jared Goff was not the best quarterback in the game. Joe Burrow was really not the best quarterback in the game. Tua is not the best quarterback in the game. All of these guys were paid, however, as one of the top 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in the game at the time. So the quarterback position, they don't have nothing to do with it. So really the quarterback position, and I've said all the time, Al, is about whoever is next, but whoever got some, something behind their name. Well, Dak Prescott is next. But they don't want to pay that because the price tag kept going up. When it comes to CD, Jerry kept saying, I want to see where the tea leaves fall. Well, you saw where the tea leaves fell. It's not Justin Jefferson's fault that the price tag is where it is. I told you guys the last show, or the show before that Amon St. Brown of the Detroit Lions is the reason why it's where it is. He got paid $30 million. Now, you know good and well, nobody thought that kid was going to get paid $30 million a year. As soon as he got paid, Justin Jefferson did this. Oh, boy. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's what happened. $30 million is the price tag, and it went up because of St. Brown. So you waited too long. Now CD, who is better than St. Brown and arguably is considered the second best. Some would say number 1. And the price tag is what it is. It's $30 million now. So it ain't about, it's about they ain't never seen this before. We ain't got the Parsons because it ain't time to get the Parsons yet. So Parsons not getting paid this year. It's going to be next year when he get paid. I wasn't even talking about them. I believe it's going to be 1 or 2, Dak or CD or both. And because they have not, they're looking at the price tag. They don't want to pay that. They just don't. And the bottom line is, ain't nobody got the extension. And then they have the security. When CD's case, they have the security of a franchise tag. They don't have to pay CD what he getting paid. They can let this year ride out, and they know CD want his money, but they can very well just put the franchise tag on him this year and the next year. And that'll be his raise. And they'll just pay him for the next 2 years. And then when it's time where they can't franchise him no more, guess what? They'll let him walk. They don't want to pay CD $32 million a year for the next God knows how many years, when they can just easily take the average of the top 5 salaries as a wide receiver and pay him the franchise tag. They don't mind using we know that for sure. So I don't think CD may not get paid. Not long they got that security blanket of a franchise. Now, of course, CD can sit out, but you think CD gonna put away all that money? He know he has no leverage. I want CD to get paid, but he don't have no leverage. Now, if he sit out this year, he gonna lose his whole salary, and bingo, you lose $1 million a game. As a front office person, hey, can you really blame Dallas? I mean, ain't about respect. It's about, I don't want to pay you $32 million a year. That's just bottom line. As far as Dak goes, it's simple. We don't want to pay Dak Prescott $58 to $60 million a year. We just don't. So they let him walk and somebody else go pay him. It's that simple. And until I see it, I'm just saying they're cheap. That's what they've proven to me over the last 3-4 years. They're cheap. You've heard them say, why would we pay one player this amount of money when we can get 3 guys for that much? That's what they've said. That came out of Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones' own mouth. They've said that. So the system that they have is there. So I'm not, until I see them pay them. Of course, they're going to say all that good stuff in front of the media. Damn, this could have been taken care of a long time ago, Al. So I ain't really worried about that. Now, which leads to the reason why everybody need to be locked in on tomorrow because of the preseason game. Now, I'm not worried about wins or losses. I'm not worried about the Cowboys tomorrow get blowed out by 35 points. I could care less about a preseason game. However, there are some things that I do care about. Like number one, y'all wanted Trey Lance. Now, I'm quite sure all of y'all that went up to bat for Trey Lance, saying that he's this and he's that and give him a chance. Well, you've heard by now that he ain't having a good training camp. He ain't having a good training camp in shorts. He getting intercepted all the time. I've seen one play where he threw the ball and threw a nice deep ball. Dude caught it and all that. But other than that, he looks like a third-string quarterback. Now, y'all wanted him. Guess what? You get to see him tomorrow night. I hope he has a good game. And let me go and give a little precursors tomorrow about that. Please don't tell me he did a great job because he pulled the ball down and ran and scrambled for 15 yards, maybe 3 times. I could care less about him showing what we already know about him. We all know he's an athlete. We already know that. We know he can run. So we're not about to, please don't tell me nothing about this dude running, 5 carries for 75 yards. I don't want to hear about that. You might want to hear about it. I could care less. What I want to see is how he reading defenses, a vanilla defense, I may add. But that's what they're going to see. I want to see him throw the ball tomorrow. Okay? Don't tell me nothing about Trey Lance. Don't tell me nothing about Trey Lance. He's 4 for 6, and then 3 of them because he threw screen plays. Don't tell me nothing about that. Don't tell me nothing about him running the ball for 5 carries for 60 yards. I could care less. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all could get hype about that. I'm not. Let me see him throw the ball because you done heard, y'all. You done heard that he's having a horrible training camp in shorts, in pads. Makes no difference. Shorts or pads. Trey Lance ain't the guy. Y'all done heard it. So forget Dak Prescott. Forget re-signing him. Talking about let Dak walk, let Trey Lance. Let him beat Cooper Rush first. That's all I got to say. Let him beat out Cooper Rush first. Then you start talking about next year as a starter. He ain't as good as Cooper Rush. Let me get that clear. But I already knew it. Some of y'all just catching up to it. I already told you he ain't nowhere near Cooper Rush. But you about to see for yourself. Hope you have a good preseason. Cause I already know y'all gonna come on my show and other shows. Y'all gonna bombard. Oh, look at Trey Lance. Oh my God. I told you. No, you ain't tell me nothing. I know he ain't right. I know he ain't there. Look at that spiral. Look at that one. Look at that throw. Okay. I'm interested to see because y'all wanted Trey Lance. Y'all about to get a heavy dose of him because Dak not playing. Cooper Rush, I believe, is going to play, and whoever other quarterback is they have on there, they're going to play tomorrow. Trey Lance has something to prove. So he's not having a good training camp, y'all. I told you it was gonna happen. I told you he wasn't the guy. I told you he wasn't that great. I told you that. Now he has something to prove. Matter of fact, if you on DallasCowboys.com, you saw the article that they put out about him, saying that he's ready to go. He knows it. He knows what this means. He has to go. He got to go to work. This ain't preseason for Trey Lance. It's tomorrow. We play tomorrow. It's playoff time already for Trey Lance. Don't make no difference if he playing with number 2s or number 3s. Trey Lance got to go to work because he got something to prove. Whole eyes of the world is going to be on him. So I'm anxious. I am anxious to see him play because he ain't played a lot, y'all. Y'all know that. He hadn't played. So I'm anxious to see him. I am. I'm also anxious to see how the Cowboys in the preseason will handle the running back position. You know Ezekiel Elliott is not playing. I don't believe Rico Dowd is playing, and I don't think he should. Huh? Kid Cowboy, let me go on, because you one of the main ones, Kid Cowboy. You one of the main ones saying that Trey Lance is the guy. Give him a chance. He's going to give him a chance. Sign him up next year. We don't need to pay a good quarterback. We need to pay somebody light, and he got talent around him. Let Trey Lance play. That's why it's important to see. The reason why you need to see him, Kid Cowboy, is because he's having a horrible training camp. That's why. Horrible. In practice. That's why you need to see him. And you're going to see him. That's why. You say, can I please tell you? That's why. Because he's not looking good. He's not doing well in training camp. You were one of the main ones saying, pay Trey Lance. Get it, don't pay Dak, and that's fine. Don't pay Dak. You said you were the main one saying, don't pay him. Let him play. Let him go. Let him have with the number ones, even though the number ones are not playing tomorrow night. What's up, Terry? See, I kept the receipts. You were one of the main ones cashing it in. That's why you play him. Because he needs to play. That's why. Shoot. He needs to play. That's why it's important to see him. You ain't got to, it's just the truth. And he's going to play a lot. Now, let me get back to that. Because Kid Cowboy, because I already know you're going to say something that ain't going to make too much. Because, see, you coming in saying things that just, I got to wonder, are you, so for you to ask me, why is it important to see Trey Lance? After all the things that I'm quite sure that you heard about him doing training camp, and you going to ask me, why does he need to play? I'm quite sure you see, I ain't going to even recognize you anymore. I'm not. I'm going to read it, but I ain't going to recognize it. All right, let me get back to that. Yeah, I kept the receipts. There's a few of them on here. I just ain't calling them out. I ain't going to never call you out, but when you ask the question, I'm going to go ahead and say it because, see, I remember. All you in the chat box that been with us and Kid Cowboy, y'all remember all that stuff he talked about Trey Lance? And he need to get paid, and Dallas go with him and pay cheap like, the Cowboys do it, and play with CD. Let him play with CD and let him play with the running backs. Let him play with that, and he'll do just fine. That's what he was saying. But I ain't heard nothing about Trey Lance since training camp began, other than how horrible he looks. That's what I done heard. That's what the film showed. And he ain't been playing worth a dime. But it's not as. I'm not surprised. I'm not, because I told y'all what he was. But seeing is believing. I personally hope, as a podcaster, I personally hope that Trey Lance balls completely out. Tell you why. Because if he balls out, can you imagine the controversy that's going to start if Trey Lance come tomorrow and just show out? Oh my God. Can you imagine how these folks in my chat line gonna be talking to me? I hope he does. I really do. I hope he comes in and everybody front page news say, hey, you know he was drafted 3rd overall in the draft. You know he has the talent. He has the arm. He's an athlete. Look at those throws he made. You know he got a stronger you know he got a stronger arm than Dak. You know he looks well. I hope he does it. I hope he does it. I really do. I hope he does it. I want to see him. Well, we can't, I hope he goes off tomorrow night. I do. But let me get back to what I said, because Trey Lance, we all know he got something to prove, and he gets his chance tomorrow night. He's wearing the star, so I'm cheering for him. I hope, but if he looks bad, then the questions are, there ain't no questions. He don't have an extension. The Cowboys just gonna let him go. That's what I mean. It's just that simple. They just gonna let him go. If if they don't make no mind, make up the mind. We ain't carrying 3 quarterbacks on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? We're not carrying 3 quarterbacks on Sundays. So he will have to sign up as an emergency quarterback. I think West Coast told all you guys what it would mean if he's an emergency quarterback. That means he can't play. The only way he will be able to play if he's an emergency quarterback, like he was last year, is, of course, unless Dak get hurt and Cooper Rush get hurt. That's the only way he's going to play, if he's listed as an emergency quarterback. So that means essentially both of your quarterbacks got to go down. Unless, I'm saying not for the whole year. I'm saying if we're not carrying 3 quarterbacks. We're just not. I'm just saying, y'all, it's not going to happen. So hope he does well. Cooper Rush, I would assume, is going to play tomorrow as well. May not play. I hope Trey Lance plays 3 quarters. I'm serious. I hope he plays 3 quarters tomorrow. I hope he does. I hope Cooper Rush plays 1. Then I hope that Cooper Rush, the next game, plays 3 quarters and Trey Lance play 1. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's the case. I hope that's the case. Because both of them need to play. Since it's a competition, there ain't no competition with Dak. Dak is number 1 quarterback. The competition is between Trey Lance and Cooper Rush. So since it's a so-called battle, let both of them get equal time playing the quarterback position in his preseason. It's just that simple. Joe says, I would like to see Dak play a quarter. Nah. Nope. Because see, in that 1 quarter, he could get hurt. And if he gets hurt, then the keys then get turned over to Cooper Rush and essentially Trey Lance. I promise you, we will not be winning too much at all if that happens. Because if you say, well, we'll concentrate on the run, well, where's the running back? Like the questions for running back, let me get to what I was talking about. I'm tired of talking about Trey Lance. He got to show me. Let me ask y'all this. Hey, y'all, let me ask y'all this. Who are your running backs? Now, keep this in mind. I'm talking about for tomorrow night. Ezekiel Elliott is not playing tomorrow night. Y'all know that, okay? Bam, get that out the way. All right. I'm saying Rico Dowd is not playing. Goodbye. I'm saying Royce Freeman is not playing. Well, maybe Royce Freeman. All right. Deuce Vaughn is not playing. For those that don't know, Deuce Vaughn is hurt with a hamstring issue. So Deuce not playing. Hello. Deuce Vaughn not playing. So who are my running backs tomorrow? Is it Hunter Lemke? Is it Snoop? Whatever his name is, Snoop? Connor? I mean, who are my running backs tomorrow? I mean, because my top 3 or 4 ain't playing tomorrow night. It just ain't. That's just not gonna happen. And we still. The reason why I'm saying this is because, see, and I heard about Zeke, y'all. I get it. I get Zeke. You know, I heard about him looking pretty good yesterday and all that, and you expect that. I care. I get it. But my question is, where I see you, Joe. Joe say Jerry Jones is our running back tomorrow. I'm saying we still ain't got the questions really answered about our running back position. We got 2, you know what I'm saying? If you got a committee, that tell me you just ain't got 1. Now I done heard some reports of them doing what I said do last year. Well, not last year, at the beginning of the year. There are some reports I done seen in several places of some reputable places, let me say it like that the Cowboys may be interested or may have already been contacting Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what is already, that's what's been put out there from a couple of reputable, keyword, reputable places that are solid. Now we're talking, that tells me if you are really looking at Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders, for instance, what that tells me is you ain't happy with your running back room. Good Lord, you got about 5 or 6 of them. We are already in training camp. If you're talking about Dalvin Cook after 2 weeks of training camp, and you're talking about Dalvin Cook, and if you're talking about Miles Sanders, one of the 2 or both of them, whatever the case may be, what that tells me is you're not happy with what you already got in the room. God, you got 7, 8 running backs? Huh? I'm just saying. I would love Dalvin Cook. I would. Because, and I know he's injured. I know he's injury prone. Shoot, just join the list. Ezekiel Elliott injury prone. Rico injury prone. Deuce Vaughn injury prone. I mean, just join the party. It's the same thing. But Dalvin Cook is explosive. He's still under 30 years old. He got fresh legs because he ain't played last year with the Jets, really. He got fresh legs. He still know how to run the football. He still know how to catch the football. He still knows how to block and pass protection. Dalvin Cook would be a great addition to this team. I would love to see it. I've been saying that. And he don't need training camp. I don't know, I would assume that a veteran like that knows to get his body ready for the upcoming season. So I'm quite sure he's working out. He's a pro. So I'm quite sure he's be ready to go when the time comes. It's just that simple. He ought to be really refreshed because he didn't play with the Jets last year. Not really. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that will help the committee. You see what I'm saying? I'm not looking for him to be a workhorse by no means. I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about is since we decided to run by the committee, then make the committee as best as you can. Dalvin Cook would make this better. I'm just saying, it's just the truth. If that's the case. So I don't know who's starting tomorrow night as the running back. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure Ezekiel Elliott is not going to play. I'm quite sure Rico is not going to play. I know for sure Deuce Vaughn ain't playing. Y'all say that's our top 3. So the top 3 ain't playing. So that leave me Hunter Lemke, Snoop Carter, whatever his name is, Snoop, whatever. You see what I'm saying? I don't know who our running backs are. But whoever they are, I want to see them. Now, of course, that leads to the offensive line. Okay, let me tell you this. We know Zach Martin ain't playing. We know Tyler Smith ain't playing. Okay? I doubt very seriously then that Terrence Steele is playing. You see what I'm saying? So whoever's playing running back, you're going to be running behind probably your number 2s and number 3s. So I still want to see him run. I still want to see it. Since we're going to be a committee, might as well just start playing. I mean, ain't going to be no exotic running game. We're going to be very vanilla, like you're supposed to be. But I just want to see some physicality. That's what I want to see. I'm probably going to see TJ Bass. I'm probably going to see BB. BB will play tomorrow. I'm quite sure we're going to see Asan Richards. We're going to see old Ball play, and he's, again, I know y'all done heard he looks just like Ball, horrible. I'm quite sure we're going to see Walesko tomorrow. You know, hey, let these guys try to get their feet wet. Yeah, you're going to see Chuma Adoga. Yeah, let them guys play, but let them run. Yeah, we're gonna see all these you know, the backups that we've been having. So I want to see that. Yeah. Let them play. We ain't saying no starters, and I've been saying it because they ain't done the last 2 years. We have not played our starters in the preseason. We just haven't. And let me tell you, the Cowboys, all my Cowboy brothers and sisters, this. All my Cowboys and brothers and sisters that love the Dallas Cowboys, we're not really in the position to be taking chances. And I know, well, you got to play ball. Okay, I'd rather go ahead and play ball in week 1 if they're going to get hurt. Let me tell y'all this. You don't want to take a chance on some of these guys to be hurt. There are some positions on our team that if our starter go down, we in real trouble. We thin as ice on defensive ends. You understand me? Look, we already lost. Look what the Sam Williams injury did. I mean, we're thin. We don't have no rushers. We don't have the depth. Let me put it that way. Man, I appreciate everybody popping in on me. Everybody hit that like button for me. Everybody. If you don't mind, if you're watching with your phone on YouTube, just double tap the screen. You don't have to go to the heart button to your right. Just double tap the screen. Just double tap it and you'll see what's going to happen. Give me about 20 likes. If you're on Facebook, just hit it. Just hit the like button, smash about 20 times. I'm going to take about 10, 15 seconds. Help your boy out real quick. Got a pretty good crowd in here. We're weak. Defensive tackle, good Lord. You ain't gonna see nothing there. They ain't gonna let Moses Smith, we ain't gonna see Moses Smith probably until week 1. He's coming off a shoulder injury, and if he plays, just a few plays. I realize he's practicing. I realize he played, he's practicing against the Rams the other day. I understand that, but I just can't see Moses playing. I just can't. If you're looking at Diggs playing, it's not gonna happen. Trayvon Diggs, Bland, I doubt Jordan Lewis plays. The starters don't play. You know Michael Parsons is not playing. DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for individuals. Now here's my dilemma on defense, and I know I'm jumping around, but exactly, Marlon. That's what I was saying earlier. Malik and Snoop Connor. Those will be the running backs. Now, for that, Snoop, I don't know nothing really about Snoop Connor. I do know about Malik Davis. Malik Davis can play. He just been in the doghouse forever. So Malik Davis can play. He can run the football. We know that. For some reason, he just can't get past the 4th running back for some reason. I don't understand that when he's clearly one of the better ones we got. But hey, I don't know. I politics, and that's another whole show within itself. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what I want to see on defense. See, the politics are keeping some real good players on the bench, especially on defense, and some of the talent. Okay, some of the talent is keeping us on the bench as well, like in the secondary. Let me tell you who I really feel sorry for. Marquise Bell. You know why? Because Marquise Bell was our linebacker last year and played well. But then at the end of this year, or the beginning of the offseason, they said he's going back to safety. Then he said, okay, well, look who's at safety. Or whichever one he want to play, free or strong. You got Hooker, you got Donovan Wilson, you got Wanye Thomas, you got Israel Mukamu, and now Marquise is there. And I'm like, God dang, the man done went from a starter to possibly just as a package player. Seriously. Because he's not starting over Malik Hooker. Bell is not going to start over Donovan Wilson. Because y'all know the politics of the Cowboys, right? If they paying you, you got to play. Where if you remember, Donovan Wilson got paid. He's playing this year. Marquise Bell not going to bump him out. You got two safeties. We ain't going to be, Mike Zimmer don't run that three safety look mess. And if he does, it's rare. He don't do that. If it was Dan Quinn still here, then I'd say, okay, he might get a chance to play. Bell. Where's he going to play? He's not a corner. He plays safety. He's not a corner. They may play a big safety look. May do that. I don't know, but maybe that's it. But I'm saying Zimmer don't do big nickel. I mean, he's probably adjusted with the time, but that's not a primary formation. Now that's one for Dan Quinn. That ain't how Zimmer play ball. Zimmer don't play ball like that. Zimmer don't. So I feel sorry for him because a position change at this position over a loaded safety room. That ain't, and if you bump him, then here we go with the politics. Let me say this. I'm telling y'all this because I done seen it, and I'm quite sure y'all done seen it too. Wanye Thomas need to be on the field. I ain't saying as a starter, but he need to be on the field other than just playing special teams. I'm just saying, y'all. Wanye Thomas is a player. Wanye Thomas need to be on the field. He's a playmaker. Range, hit people, always around the ball, plays coverage well. He needs to play. And not at the expense of him getting sidelined because of you trying to, make up the Marquise Bell. I don't know. And I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, since I'm saying that. I believe Marquise Bell will be playing tomorrow. I believe he's going to get some time. I'm just saying. No, Hook. I disagree, JVB boy, and you right to your own opinion on that. But we ain't letting Malik Hooker go. No, sir. Now, that might be the future when Hooker leaves. You know what I'm saying? But Hooker can still play. He still got the range. He still got range. So I ain't letting Hooker go. I love the way Hooker play. But he need to play. I'm going to tell you one more they need to play. Mukamu needs to play. Israel. I hope I pronounced his name right. He needs to play. He didn't hardly get on the field last year. Y'all know Israel can play. But they love this flex thing. The boy, he can play corner, and they wouldn't let him play now. Now, I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if you don't see Israel line up sometime as maybe the third cornerback. In other words, Jordan Lewis spot. I wouldn't be surprised. I believe he's playing. I want to see Eric Scott play. And I'm quite sure we're going to see him play tomorrow night as the cornerback. And a lot of you, and for those that haven't heard, Mr. Carson, our rookie cornerback that we drafted, is having a great training camp. He's making plays. That's all. He's one of them names that keep popping up. Every day. He's making plays. He's breaking up stuff. The moment is not too big for him. He's going against starters. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing these people, and he's playing quite well so far in training camp. I'm quite sure he'll play tomorrow. But this is what happens when you got so much depth. See what I'm saying? So I'm anxious to see some individuals. I'm not really worried about the Cowboys losing, Cowboys winning. I'm not worried about, I'm worried about seeing a few individuals who I know it's like a Super Bowl to them. Trey Lance being top of that list. I'm very interested to see Trey Lance play. I'm interested to see. I'm thinking Nealon is going to play tomorrow. I want to see him. I want to see Maris play, linebacker play. I want to see those guys play. I want to see Makamu. I want to see Wanye Thomas. I want to see Carson, the cornerback play. That's who I got my eyes on. I ain't worried about TJ Bass. I ain't worried about Ball and Walesko. My mind already saying that Ball is not good. I'm not, so I already know what I'm expecting from him. I'm not worried about Walesko. I know what he is. See what I'm saying? I'm not worried about him. I am interested a little bit to see Hassan Richards play. Because if an injury happened, this dude might be in the starting lineup. Kid Cowboy, you just want to talk. I couldn't help but read your comment. Why is it so important? Just because these might be your starters. That's why. They need to work. That's why. Any other questions from me? You just want to be difficult. That's all. Yeah. And for those that know, a lot of, we traded Nashawn Wright, who hadn't made a play for Dallas in the 3-4 years he was here to me. He ain't made a play at all. Now you trade for Andrew Booth, who was a high pick in the draft a couple years ago. He's there. He come from the Vikings. I'm quite sure that Mike Zimmer is somewhat familiar with him. I don't know if he played with him or not, but I'm quite sure he's familiar with him because it's a name that's been forgotten. And you're essentially trading the same guy, maybe. Nashawn Wright was not going to start for us. He might be listed maybe as probably your fourth cornerback, maybe, or fifth, maybe, cornerback. Why is it so important to see Trey Lance? Because he's having a horrible training camp. That's why. I just told you. Because he's having a horrible training camp in shorts and in pads. He had a horrible OTA, voluntary workout. So if horrible in OTAs and then horrible in shorts and he's horrible in pads, you probably need to see him. Especially since people like you say he need to be our starter. That's why. That's why we need to see him. Now you know he's being horrible because you probably heard it. Now you want to try to be difficult. See what I'm saying? There you go. See, now he's not the starter. But you said, Kid Cowboy, you said that he should be over Dak. You said that. So if he's horrible in the 3 phases so far of training camp, shorts, pads, and OTAs, then we probably need to see some work from him. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he turns it on. Maybe he turns it on when he plays against somebody else. He sure ain't looking good in practice right now, and so that's why you need to see him. That's why. That's why. Because he's trying to get the second string job, because he sure ain't getting the first string job. That's why you need to see him. He's in a quote unquote battle with Cooper Rush. Well, then he needs to beat out Rush. So yeah, that's why we need to see him, because he needs to play. Yeah, he needs to beat out Cooper Rush. And I guess Cooper Rush need to beat him out. So you got to have a comparison. That's why we need it. So when we don't need to see him practice. Now, Kid Cowboys, I like playing with him because he just wanna be difficult, because he done defended Trey Lance so much. Now he knows what the real truth is. Now he's sick, so now he want to be. So I'm just gonna keep whatever question he asks. I'm gonna go ahead and get him, because he the one that said it right at the beginning. Let that go. Let Trey have it. Let him have it. Man, he can't complete nothing even in shorts. They can't complete nothing in shorts. And he's saying, why? Because he need to beat out Cooper Rush. That's why he need to play. Yeah. Cooper Rush need to beat him out. So let them play against other teams and then do the comparison from there. I'm quite sure Cooper Rush has him beat out so far in training camp. I'm quite sure. Okay? Quite sure. So the way I look at it is Trey Lance is behind. Okay? Trey Lance is behind Cooper Rush. He needs to make up ground, and the only way he gonna make up ground, it won't be in week 1. No, sir. So all he has is training camp and preseason games. Yes, he needs to play. Yeah, we need to see him. Yeah, we need to. Yeah, he need to play. He need to beat out Cooper Rush. And everybody know he need to play. I guess except Kid Cowboy. Lance has more playmaking capability than Cooper. That's a fact. King, I'm assuming you just got in, because I addressed that earlier. But since you just got in, I will say the same thing again. Tomorrow night, I see y'all gonna come on here. I say I don't want to hear nothing about Trey Lance pulling the ball down maybe 4 or 5 times and rushing for 75 yards. I already know he's an athlete. I know he can run it. I don't even want to hear about that. I could care less. So I don't want to hear y'all come on here talking about, man, look what he does. Look at Trey. He can run. We already know that. I want to see him pass the ball to his teammate instead of throwing all the interceptions that he's thrown in training camp. I want to hear a different report than he's had so far in training camp. The report is about him in training camp is that he's horrible. Doesn't read the field well. Underthrows, overthrows, not accurate. That's what we've heard in training camp so far. That's why he needed to play. Oh, but Kid Cowboy, you said he was a starter. You said sit him down, let that go, let him play, let him play. That's what you said now. Now you want to say he's not a starter. We already knew that. We already told you that. We knew he wasn't a starter. We knew he wasn't even second string. We knew that. He gonna start tomorrow night. I give you that. He gonna start tomorrow night. And he deserved to start tomorrow night. Gonna start tomorrow night. We'll see what he does, and I'm gonna be fair with him because he's not playing with number ones. I'm going to see. I'm going to see. Oh yeah, he just arguing. I mean, I already know what he doing. I mean, I'm just entertaining him today. I usually don't answer this question, but I do it today because he one of the ones that say Trey Lance is all this and all that. Now all of a sudden you can see kind of pulling back a little bit. I see he obviously have heard what he looked like. And as far as what you just said, Kane, well, we all know what Dak has said about the preseason when he throws them. He said he's taking chances, seeing what he can get away with and what he can't. But see, we don't even want to bring Dak up because we know he's accurate. See, we know what he does. So if he throws a few picks in practice, we ain't worried about that. He trying stuff out. Trey Lance is for real. He don't see the field well. Dak Prescott sees the field well. So we ain't even talking about Dak throwing picks in training camp because we all know he's going to be one of the top 2 or 3 in completion percentage. We already know he's going to be lead the league or one of the top 2 or 3 in passing yards. We know he's going to throw for over 30 touchdowns. So we ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. Kid Cowboy, see how you pulling back? Yes, he do got something to prove this year. Because remember, you said, and this may very well may happen, you said that Dak Prescott, of course, is leaving this year. And you said that this guy needs to be our starter because he's going to be cheap. Well, you need to prove that you're capable of a starter because you ain't going to get a chance to play this year. So this is really the only tape we going to have. Yeah, you need to prove something because if you play like trash, you need to be right beside Dak Prescott, get on an airplane and go somewhere else. Get another quarterback in. That's what, he got something to prove this year. So ain't nobody going to agree with you, Kid Cowboy. But you to even say that Trey Lance don't have nothing to prove this year, that just lets me know you just want to talk. That's all. You just talk. You do it every year though, the Kid Cowboy. Look at the numbers. You know the numbers. I'm out here never touch those numbers again. What? You do it every year. What you saying? Are y'all watching Kid Cowboy? Are y'all listening to Kid Cowboy? Y'all see what he writing down. You want to act like Dak Prescott ain't never had no numbers like that. What? Well, one day it was show. Trey Lance show ain't gonna have. Let me move on. I want to go to CD Lamb now. I had a call from my partner. He's in the chat. I think he in there now, Marlon. Very interesting call. Now I want to see y'all football knowledge here. I just want to see. Because there are some, even in this chat right here, that when I say this, when I say CD Lamb is that dude, I got some in here that say, he ain't all that. And it's just amazing to me how, what TV was y'all watching last year? But anyway, that, I'm just saying. And I guess this kind of correlates to Jerry and Steven. And I'm not saying that it needs to happen now. What I'm saying is that he need to be here. Well, I mean, I for one, let me preface this. Because he's getting paid $17 million a year. You only got 17 games. So week 1, you losing $1 million. He's got $1 million worth, I believe, already accumulated in fines. But if he did, he's not going to, you can get that back if there's an extension. That won't be an issue. I believe I've seen it. I personally believe they need to get him in as quick as possible because I've seen guys over the years sit out training camp, or you have a contract dispute. I've seen it. And then when they come back, maybe about in the last week or so, or getting ready for week one, I've seen too many athletes have these nagging injuries. Like, he's working out. Everybody's seen the video. CD is in excellent condition. And, he's working out. But for some reason, guys get these little knick-knack injuries when it comes to football, and if they hadn't been in camp. And when it comes to this, because I've seen it so much, I'm a little weary that I think they need to hurry up and get them in. But that ain't really what I'm talking about. Whenever they get them in, the conversation I had with Marlon and another guy today was really the definition of a number one wide receiver. And everybody got their own definition. And my definition, which I'm getting ready to tell you now, is only about 3 or 4, maybe 5 guys that fit into this category. All right? Only 4 or 5. That's it. And let me show you the value of what I'm talking about. And see, people flip-flop on you real quick. Like this. The last year of Green Bay, Davante Adams in Green Bay. Last year, Davante Adams was considered to be the best wide receiver in football. All right? Obviously because he had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. All right? Who put up them gigantic numbers that he had, and he was the guy. Then he goes to the Raiders, and it's like, is he playing? Is he? Where is he? Is he playing? Because he ain't got nowhere near the numbers. He ain't injured. He's not injured. You see what I'm saying? If you're a Madden player, you know that Davante Adams was a 99. You know what I'm saying? Rating. Known as the best receiver in the game. You go to the Raiders, and you don't hear absolutely nothing from Davante. No difference maker, no nothing. And people all of a sudden say, you don't even name him as a top 5 wide receiver now. And could it be because he ain't have Aaron Rodgers? I say yes. Could it be that he did not have Aaron Rodgers? Who was his quarterback? Good Lord. Obviously, he wasn't as good as Aaron Rodgers, so his numbers go down. It don't mean that the talent level went down. It doesn't mean that he done lost a step or nothing. It just means he didn't have a quarterback. That's what it means. So his numbers went down. But here's the true definition of a number one wide receiver, mine. Not yours, maybe, mine. Because the argument is, there's talk about saying, let's CD not play or whatever, we can get back. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. You take CD away from this team, the offense will not be the number one offense in the league like they were last year. They will not be scoring 28, 29 points a game. They will not. They will not. You take this guy, who's your receiver? Really? You going into Cleveland with Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert as your guys? Really? You really think that's going to scare somebody? Nah, it's not going to scare anything. And yes, you're setting Dak Prescott up for a total collapse this year. Yeah. Yeah. You can't take away pieces like that. And someone will say, well, Patrick Mahomes didn't have wide receivers. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He did not. But what he did have was in Pacheco as a running back, and he had an all-world tight end who really was the number one receiver anyway in Travis Kelce. Dak Prescott don't have none of that. Even though Ferguson, I believe, is good, I believe Ferguson is a borderline possible. Well, he was a Pro Bowler last year, but I think he's going to even step up even more this year. So I'm saying he might be a possible All-Pro this year. Yeah, I believe he's that good. But I ain't saying he's nowhere near that he's Kelce. No, he's not. He's not on Kittle level. He's not on Mark Andrews level from Baltimore. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you take away, if you got all world somewhere else, and of course Kansas City had a great defense. Although they didn't have quote unquote wide receivers. Patrick Mahomes had other weapons at other places. You take that away from, you take CD away, that's tremendous, tremendous loss. But this is what I am saying. The reason why, and really to be honest with you, see, when I'm looking at some of the comments in here, I ain't gonna call no name, but y'all know who it is. Whenever you see comments like this, you're not watching the game. So this is what the game film says. These are facts. This is not innuendo. This is not me wondering or just throwing out something. These are facts. When CD Lamb is in the game, this is when you know you're number one receiver. CD Lamb gets double teamed just about every play. Those are facts. I ain't got to argue it. Watch film, you know it's the truth. All coverage rolls to him. All right? Here's the other thing. CD does not have a real legitimate number 2 wide receiver that does major league damage. All right? Those are facts, because Brandon Cooks is not it's not featured. He's not featured. CD Lamb is one of the guys on this team that defensive coordinators have to game plan for. Those are facts. CD Lamb rarely sees one-on-one coverage. That's a fact. And yet, with all of that, yet with him getting double teamed, yet with him really not having a number 1 wide receiver, a number 2 wide receiver, yet with defensive coordinators game planning to stop him, he still leads the league in receptions. He's still an all-pro wide receiver. He's still, even though you game plan for him, you cannot stop him. That is a number 1 wide receiver. You can't take him out the game. You can't game plan against him. It's just like this, y'all. When it's just like the Rams. Not last year, but the year before Cooper Kupp got hurt. Everybody knew that Matthew Stafford was going to throw the ball to Cooper Kupp. Please don't tell me that Cooper Kupp is getting single coverage. Cooper Kupp led the league in receptions and yards. Dang near had 2,000 yards. And everybody knew he was going to get that ball. Everybody knew it. Couldn't stop it. Couldn't stop it. That's a number 1 wide receiver. Everybody know that Tua is throwing to Tyreek Hill. Everybody know it. Defensive coordinators sleep all night long. Can't sleep at all. Trying to figure out how we're gonna put a safety over the top. We know he fast. We're gonna put a safety over the top. We're gonna put all of these guys on him. Tyreek Hill still does what he does. That's a number one wide receiver. I just said it ain't nothing really. I just said it about 4 or 5. Justin Jefferson. Everybody know. Everybody know. And I got my brother Drew in here. Now I've seen your comments too, Drew. Because the reason why, Drew, is because it's the offensive coordinator's job to move the guy around. But let's not act like CD didn't get a lot of his yards playing outside. See, you can't do that. You can't do that. See, you would be shocked right now, Drew, if I really wanted to, and because you did that, because of this comment right here. See, I just didn't research that, but I'm going to do that now because I got a feeling that if I look and see where majority of these yards came from, I wouldn't be surprised at all that most of his yards came from outside. Oh, yeah, you ain't got to worry about it. I ain't finna do it now because I'm doing the show. But you gonna make that and see. Once I see that it came, most of his yards came from outside, then what you gonna lean on then? So that's the offensive coordinator's job. But at the same time, then you got to say the same thing about Tyreek Hill then, because they moved Tyreek Hill around, right? They moved Tyreek Hill around. It ain't his fault that they put him in. If we went with what you just said, Drew, if you know he in the slot, then do something about it. He was double teamed from the slot. The coverage rolls his way. Ain't no coverage rolling Brandon Cook's way. Y'all stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Oh, no. You're wrong, Drew. You're wrong. Because see, Drew, I like you because you're an Eagle fan, but you got some, you talk with sense. So I can talk with you, Drew, even though you're wrong. Even though you're saying I'm wrong, I think you're wrong. Because remember what one of my qualifications was, one of mine. It may not be yours. See, what you're leaving out is, Drew, is because even though A.J. Brown is very good, okay? He is very good. I ain't finna take nothing from A.J. I like A.J. A.J. is a natural killer. He is. I ain't even take nothing from A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is one of the guys that you have to go to sleep. You got to stay up and game plan for. Because if you don't game plan for him, he'll put 200 yards up against you. See, I'm not even to take away nothing from A.J. Brown. However, there's two major parts, Drew, that you're leaving out about A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith, who's really not a number 2, he's a 1A. CD Lamb don't have that. That's just the truth. Then Dallas Goedert. So you can't double team. If you double team AJ, which they're really not on the level that they are, not on the level that CD Lamb's getting double, you're leaving one-on-one with Devontae Smith. You ask him to get your brains beat out. Because Devontae Smith can kill anybody. Let's not also forget that your boy Dallas Goedert is one of the top, when healthy, is one of the top tight ends in this league. CD Lamb ain't got that. He got guys that are climbing to that in Ferguson. The wide receiver room in Philadelphia Dallas can't even compare to that. So you can't compare AJ and CD because they don't have the same game. I wish CD had a number 2. I wish he did. Devontae Smith comparing to Brandon Cooks is like comparing your local state fair. It's good rides in there. It's good rides there, but it ain't no comparison to Walt Disney World. That's what the comparison is. Brandon Cooks compared to Devontae Smith, that ain't no. No. So, y'all, we gonna have to look it up because you ain't just saying, I guess somebody, I don't think Google will come up with that one. You had to go somewhere like Pro Football Reference or Pro Football Focus or something like that to get those type of stats. You couldn't really get what Drew is talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all might as well just wait unless y'all got that. You have to go somewhere like that and see, to actually see it. But I already know the answer. I already know the answer. And to say that CeeDee Lamb is just a slot receiver, that's ludicrous. I'm like Mike Tyson now. That's ludicrous. So I can't compare that. I can't compare Philly's wide receivers against what we got. We don't have the same room. You can't double team AJ all the time because you're gonna let Devontae Smith kill you. You can't do that. You just can't. You can't go one-on-one with those guys. You just can't. You can't. CeeDee Lamb gets double teamed more than AJ Brown does. It's the truth. And he still puts up the numbers. That's the true definition of number one, I'm sorry. Huh? You just don't. Which is why CD is a true number one. Because even though all that's going on, he still do what he does. 2 all-pro seasons in a row. Coverage on him. Coverage all the way on. Not you can't tell me you're not a number one receiver. Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I ain't got to say nothing about him. Y'all already know. Double covered, everything. Double cup still puts up the numbers. No matter who the quarterback was. Whether it was Kirk Cousins, whether it's whoever, Kirk got hurt, Justin Jefferson, it was a slight dip, but he still put up his numbers. Can't do nothing about it. That's a true number one. It's about 4 or 5 of them. And I'm going to even say, even though the numbers don't say it from last year, Devontae Adams is still the guy. He's still one of those guys. There ain't about 5 or 6 of them. That's it. Everybody else got to be kind of dependent. Let me, Chase. I'm wondering about Chase. Even though Chase is great. Jamar Chase in Cincinnati is great. True, you know why? Because he got to get paid $32 million. That's why he ain't got paid yet. It ain't cause of talent. It's because you don't want to pay $32 million. We cheap, remember? That's why he ain't got paid. But would Jamar Chase be as good as he is? And we'll never know because Cincinnati won't let us know. Cincinnati got T. Higgins on the other side. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I don't know if Chase is that guy. I don't know. I know Chase is good. I'm not demoting him. I'm not saying he ain't bad. I don't know what. I'm just saying when you got a T. Higgins on the other side, it makes a difference. AJ Brown, when you got a Devontae Smith on the other side, that makes a difference. When you got a Brandon Cooks on the side, even though Brandon can still run, guess what? You're going to get all the coverage rolled to your side. You can't roll the coverage like that when you got a guy. Can't. Y'all can say whatever you want to say about CD. All I know is at the end of the year, he tearing folks up. That's all I know. All I know is you're all pro wide receiver 2 years in a row. That's all I know. I'm just saying. I remember, Drew. See, you talking, but you're not you're not. You heard me say I'm not taking nothing from AJ. You heard me say he was a killer because I know, just like you just said, I said he was a killer. Because I remember what he did at Tennessee when he did get all the coverage. I didn't ever say AJ was not a dog. AJ is a natural killer. I said that. So I don't know. I don't know. Eastside, you might as well just be quiet, man. You ain't talking about nothing. Stats say that he was a 1,000-yard receiver. I didn't ever say you're gonna get 1,000 yards in that. Cowboys don't do that. Cowboys ain't gonna have no 1,000-yard receivers. It ain't gonna happen. See, so Eastside, I just read. You've been talking the whole time. I just read your comment. You ain't talking about nothing. I just read it because you just want to talk. Kid Cowboy, you just talking too. I just read your stuff just out loud. I gave you props a few minutes ago. I ain't reading y'all because y'all refuse to recognize what everybody else recognize. These are all pro players, not just slot players and not just anybody. These are all pro players. That's the facts. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. These are all pro players, which is recognized in this field of football as the best players at their position. It's just the truth. And they are. CD Lamb, that question that y'all was saying a lot, and Cowboy fans that was saying, we don't know if CD is a number one. See, that happened at the first part of his career when Amari Cooper was here and a healthy Michael Gallup. Guess what? He wasn't supposed to be a number one. He had Amari Cooper. He wasn't supposed to be a number one. He's supposed to play the slot because Gallup had the outside and Amari Cooper had the outside. Amari Cooper could play the slot as well. Then CD would go outside. He was supposed to be the third receiver like he was. But when Amari Cooper left, guess what CD has done since then? 3 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pro seasons. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't get it. So that CD is proving it. So all the naysayers, whatever y'all want to say, that's fine. Yeah, y'all can keep saying he that and this. Everybody, y'all in the minority on it. CD is a receiver that defensive coordinators try to shut down every week. Bottom line. That's the truth. They don't just go out and say, hey, man, you got CD on the island. You cornerback, you got him. He ain't nothing but a slot receiver. You go on out there. You ain't got to worry about CD. You just line up. He ain't dangerous. He ain't going to light you up. So just line him up. You ain't got to worry about it. You got to worry. No, sir. That's not what happened. That might happen with Brandon Cooks. That might happen with a few of y'all, some of the guys. What's up, John? I see. Appreciate you popping in on me. Y'all might say that, but, when they come to CD, no, guys are trying to figure him out. See what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all guys say what you say on there. And y'all keep saying that and all that. But the real truth is, guys like the defensive coordinators try to figure out ways how to stop them. It's just the truth. Y'all ain't talking about nothing. It's only about 4 or 5 guys that fit that category. I named some of them. CD is one of those guys. He is. Let me see if I can do it real quick. Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, CD, Devontae Adams is one. I know I'm forgetting something. Cooper Kupp is one. Cooper Kupp is definitely one. And he has Puka now. So, it's really for this, just like last year. It spread it around. But before Puka got there, Cooper Kupp couldn't be stopped. Chase, as of now, is one of those guys. But it's a slight little something there because he has T. Higgins on the other side. So I'm talking about these guys that it makes no difference if they got somebody or not. They gonna go ahead and send it there. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna get their rifle numbers. Eastside, you just showed that you don't know what you're talking about. Because I'm talking about guys that do it regardless of somebody else. You just gave me 3 legitimate guys. See, you see that showed you ain't understand what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? These guys. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the last guy. A.J. Brown, without a doubt, is a number 1 wide receiver. A.J. Brown is. And it is not because of, even though this is going to sound strange, it's not because of what he's done in Philadelphia. Because that's camouflage. Because he got some weapons around him. The reason why I say A.J. Brown is one of those guys is because of what I saw him do at Tennessee when he had nobody. And he still did what he, in other words, he just carried what he did at Tennessee over to Philadelphia. He's one of those guys. I don't have no problem saying that. I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem saying that. A.J. Brown, what's up, T.A.? I don't have no problem saying it. He's one of those guys. So what I'm asking y'all, do this like Marlon did. Let me preface this. I don't even want to see some of y'all responses. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna even acknowledge y'all list. I want to see y'all list about who really is a number 1, and y'all definition of really a number 1 may not be what mine is. So I just want to see. I want to see what y'all say. Like, and here's my main thing about number 1. It make no difference what your defensive coordinator do to try to stop them. At the end of the year, they dang near still gonna have 100 catches. They still gonna have about 1,500 yards. They still gonna be all pro, even though they getting double teamed. 90% of the time, they still kill. Now go. Who are those guys? It ain't too many of them. I say about 5 or 6. I'm anxious to see it. Marlon puts up, and this may not be in his particular order. I'm quite sure it's not, but here it is. He says CD, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Chase. That sounds like my list. There's some more guys, and there's some up and coming guys, but they got to do it first before I give them that credit. And Chris, and you know what? I like what you just said, Chris, because if there was an honorable mention, let me change mine to top 5, top 6. I'm going to put it up there. I say top 5. I'm going 6. Amari Cooper is a number 1 wide receiver. They still ain't figured him out. He been in the league for a long time. He's still killing folks. The only thing that has stopped Amari Cooper is injuries. That's it. When he on the field, double team, the coverage still rolls to him. He still is getting double teamed. He's still getting double teamed. And he's older. Some say he done lost a step. I don't think he lost a step. Amari Cooper is still he still put up the number. And here's the real thing. If you want to go that route. When guys lose their quarterbacks and they still put up the numbers, oh my God. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Amari Cooper, who has been other than Dak, he still put up the numbers with when Watson was out. He still put up the numbers. With a backup quarterback, he still put up the numbers. with Joe Flacco last year. He still put up the numbers. Hello. Oh, yeah, I got to put Amari Cooper on there. I'm sorry. I know Cleveland ain't winning. I know Cleveland. I understand it. I'm sorry. Amari Cooper is still that type of dude. Amari Cooper still that dude. Amari Cooper still demands double teams, y'all. When he line up, it's a safety over the top or a linebacker shading under the middle. He still gets the coverage rolled his way. That's the number one wide receiver. And you still put up the numbers? Oh, thank you, TA. I'm sorry. See, that's why I need my group. Because, see, y'all put that. Thank you, TA, because you're absolutely right. I'm sorry I didn't think about him, but it's just the truth. DeAndre Hopkins, without a doubt, is a number one wide receiver who belongs on that list that I got. I'm sorry, I forgot about him. You're absolutely right. TA, you're absolutely right. And Hopkins goes right up there in the category with Devontae Adams to me. A lot of these guys are quarterback dependent. Now, if you got a quarterback that really can't play, your number's going to go down. Well, I just said that, Drew, in injuries about Amari. And most of this been injuries. Other than the injuries, he's that guy. Hopkins and, Hopkins went to Tennessee with a guy, Will Levis, who really not a good quarterback. Your number's going to go down. And that's what happened to Devontae Adams. He ain't had no quarterback. If you ain't got no quarterback, your number's going down. But that don't mean you ain't that guy. So there's a lot of problems with a lot of people. Just because they ain't put up the numbers, you think that something done went crazy, think that he ain't the guy. No, Lordy. Devontae Adams still that dude. DeAndre Hopkins is still that guy. Make no mistake about it. They still are that guy. That's why it's quarterback dependent. At least if you're going to have a backup, let's make sure he's a viable type backup. Joe Flacco is a good backup. Joe Flacco was a good backup. Not scared of the moment, seen it all, done it all, Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP, still got a rocket arm. Yeah, that makes a difference. Rather than having a Will Levis out of Tennessee. Who you gonna take, Joe Flacco or Will Levis? And you ain't got to answer because I already know. Joe. You got to have a quarterback in order to keep it. Everybody forgot about Devontae Adams. When they say, who are your top 5 wide receivers? Everybody act like Devontae Adams just done lost it. No, he didn't. He have a quarterback. Let me tell y'all something. What everybody thinking anyway. Let me tell y'all something. Because a lot of folks are predicting this. Because Devontae Adams is raising up a lot of saying. He's doing a little talking now, and it ain't in a positive way. You let Devontae Adams get to the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers is still there. Then y'all come talk to me when it's all over. Tell me what Devontae Adams not going to do. You give him a quarterback, you watch what's going to happen. You watch what's going to happen. He ain't got to go back to the Jets with Rodgers. Let Devontae go with a quarterback. Watch what happens. Okay, I even make y'all mad because you know it's the truth. You can't, and I ain't talking at the expense of Lamb either. You let a Devontae Adams get with a Dak. Let me put it this way. Since y'all don't want Dak in Dallas, you let Dak go to the Raiders next year and Devontae Adams go there. And you tell me what's going to happen. I know this. Devontae Adams would be very happy. Yeah. You let Dak Prescott go to Vegas next year with Devontae Adams and watch what happens. See, I don't need to hear no smart mouth right here, but you can put it in. Because, see, you know what's going to happen. Same thing that happened when Dak had Amari Cooper. The same thing that happened when Dak had CeeDee Lamb. That's what's gonna happen. That ought to answer your question. Let Dak get Devontae Adams. See what happens. See what happens. Huh? Oh my God, Chris Johnson, I ain't gonna even entertain your question, not because it's a bad question, Chris. It's just that I've already answered it twice before. I'm assuming, Chris, just answer me this question, Chris. Are you a Cowboy fan? I see your picture. I don't know if that's a Chicago Bear fan or whatever. Just answer that question, Chris. Are you a Cowboy fan? Because if you're a Cowboy fan, you already know why Trigger Trey, as you call him, is you know that he's having a hard time right now. But I ain't gonna go through that long, detailed answer because I've already answered that before. But I would assume you're not a Cowboy fan. And if you know anything with Trigger Trey, as you say, if you know what Trigger Trey is doing in training camp and O2As, you say, that's my college. I played at U of A. You played at U of you played at Arizona, I'm assuming. I think that's what you're saying. University of Arizona, Chris. He's not having a good training camp, Chris. If that, I just say it. I just say that he's not having a good training camp at all. Okay, University of Arizona. Okay, well, appreciate you popping in on me, brother. I don't know if you subscribe to the show. I don't know if this is your first time, but if it is, welcome to the show. Sorry you came in late because I would love to answer your question, but that'll give me being repetitive. But I just repeat this: he's having a horrible training camp. He did not have a good OTAs, and maybe Trey, he wasn't good in shorts. He hadn't been good in pads, and maybe he's the type that when the lights come on, maybe he plays different. So tomorrow night we gonna see, because he's gonna play. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say about him. I hope he does, for his sake, because he can't afford to have bad preseason games, because there's already some labels coming out against him already by what he's shown on the field so far. And I think I just answered your question, to be honest with you, without all the real details. He's just not having a good he's not having a good off season. Let's just put it that way. But to go back to the number ones, CD is on that level. Y'all ain't got to give him credit. Oh, Chris, you're not a Cowboy fan. I think that's what it is. Because if you was a Cowboy fan, you'd be keeping up with him, and you would have heard all of that and seen all the videos and all that kind of stuff. He needs the preseason to erase what he's done in training camp and OTA so far. He needs to play well. And I ain't talking about I'm not talking about him running the ball, because we know he's an athlete. I would expect him to do well running the ball. I ain't worried about that. Drew, the only thing that I'm going to say to you, we've already heard Dak say last year in training camp, that training camp for him is to see what he wants to get away with. Because yes, Dak has thrown some picks in practice as well, but he's already said he's trying to see what he can do, get away with when he go on one-on-one, when things are covered. He has receivers especially with CD last year, he said that he want to see if he can beat double coverage. So he tries throws there. And then the other thing, Drew, about that is he has game film that goes completely opposite of his practice. I mean, we can't argue and say that he's not an accurate quarterback. We already know that. We already know his completion percentage is always high. We already know that he's going to get 30 plus touchdowns a year. We already know that. So we already got film on that. We know what he can do. But what we don't have about Trey is good game film. What we do have on Trey is that his practice and his regular games match. So comparing that to that, man, that ain't. I mean, oh, okay. But he won't get the chance though. See, that's still a bad comparison, Drew, because Dak played his rookie year because of injury. Of course, Romo and Kellen Moore, who was the number 2 cornerback at the time. We're not gonna get to see that unless some catastrophe happens. We'll never see it. I don't even think you're gonna see it next year. You let Trey Lance do what he's doing right now, and he ain't got no extension. Cowboys gonna let him walk right out the door with Dak Prescott. They'll both be at the airport, flying to another city. They ain't gonna pay Trey Lance if he's horrible. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's a reason why San Francisco just let him go after they sacrificed so much to move up to pick him 3rd in the draft. Then just let him go for a 4th round pick. It's a reason why he lost his job with Sam Darnold now. So y'all don't want to tell the truth, but it's a reason why. It's a reason why he lost the job. He can't even be 2nd string. It's a reason why. If he was that guy, he would still be in San Francisco. It's a reason why he lost his job to Mr. Irrelevant, Mr. Brock Purdy. It's a reason why. It ain't because they don't like him. Maybe it's because, and I ain't Shanahan, and I'm not John Lynch, the general manager. I'm not Shanahan or the head coach. But could it be that the very reason why they let go of Trey Lance, and don't say it's because of injuries, it's because I've seen plenty of players get injured and they keep their spot. Maybe it's because he can't play. I don't know. I'd say it maybe. For them to let him go like that just for nothing, and after giving up 3 picks, I believe, maybe they let him go because he can't play. Maybe that's why. Maybe he lost his job to Sam Darnold because maybe Sam Darnold is better. Maybe. I mean, I think you got to factor that in. It may not be the reason, but maybe that's the reason why. Maybe he lost his job to Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Maybe because he's not as good as Purdy. Maybe the reason why he's 3rd string in Dallas is maybe Cooper Rush is better. I'm just saying maybe. Maybe Cooper Rush is better than Trey Lance. I think you got to factor that in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I see you, T.I. You know, T.A. is saying it, but maybe, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say that about the guy. I think he got some talent. I just don't think he got a lot to learn as far as being a quarterback goes. But maybe what T.A. just said right here, y'all. Maybe this may be the reason. No, that ain't the reason why. Maybe this the reason right here. Maybe y'all see it on the screen. Maybe. No, that's fan talk right there. The general managers are not gonna say that. The players are not gonna say that. But the fan bases will. Maybe what TA's saying. Maybe that's the reason why maybe that's the reason why he's 3rd string. Maybe that's the reason why they shipped him out like a FedEx sticker on his backside. Maybe that's the reason why they shipped him out of San Francisco. Maybe what TA said, maybe that's the case. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, but I know he ain't getting no time. Marlon done a top 10. I just did a top 5 or 6. I added Hopkins and Amari Cooper to mine. Marlon done went as far as number ones. He got AJ, St. Brown as the other one, Diggs, Garrett Wilson, IU. I'm going to say the jury's still out on St. Brown. I got to see it again. St. Brown has TJ Hawkinson too. That's a difference. See, some of these guys got guys on the side of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to elevate the guys that really don't have other guys beside them. I'm gonna bring them up a little bit more than guys that already got real good guys beside them. That's gonna take away coverage. See, some plays, for instance, like Detroit with St. Brown, there are some plays that defensive coordinators is gonna pick and choose. Like they're gonna say, okay, for right here, we're gonna double team Hawkinson. We're not gonna let TJ be one-on-one with our linebacker. No way. So that takes away the coverage from St. Brown. See, CD don't have that. Maybe he can get that with Ferguson this year. Ferguson killed this last year because a lot of people had him one-on-one. I'm thinking this year that, it's going to be some attention given to Ferguson. See the difference? See, when you got guys with you, real guys, I can't put you above guys like Diggs. See, Diggs got guys with him now in Houston. Diggs has guys. Okay? Diggs got guys. But when he was in Buffalo, the guys weren't like that. Even though he had some, he had some other guys. He also had a world-class quarterback. Considered one of them. I don't think Josh Allen is, he's good, but he ain't what they try to make him out to be. But he's good. I give him that. See, Diggs did it in Minnesota. See what I'm saying? See, Diggs was the guy, and you see, I ain't forgot. Diggs was that guy in Minnesota, even though he had Adam Thielen beside him, he still was that dude. Because I saw Diggs get double teamed, still kill people. So I give Diggs credit. Ayuk, I don't know. See what I'm saying? I'm not trying to diminish guys. But I'm saying when you Ayuk and you got a Kittle, the tight end Kittle, and you got Debo with you, you're gonna get a lot of one-on-one. And one-on-one, Brandon Ayuk can kill anybody. You see what I'm saying? He ain't getting a lot of reason why I'm saying Brandon Ayuk got a lot of his styles last year. There was a whole bunch of one-on-ones. He wasn't getting a lot of coverage rolled to him. Folks, look, when you game playing against San Francisco, you the defensive coordinator. Okay, guess what? Who are you saying we got to stop him? Number one, you saying we got to stop Christian McCaffrey. Number two, you're saying we got to line up and find out what Debo is. We got to stop him. Then maybe number three, you can switch him up, Debo or Kittle. You gonna say one of those two, we gonna stop them. Brandon Ayuk, fourth on the list. That ain't a number one wide receiver to me. He's a recipient of a number one wide receiver. Folks are worried about Christian McCaffrey. They worried about Debo, and they worried about Kittle before they worried about Ayuk. That's just the truth. I can't give Ayuk that credit. He's good though. He was an all-pro wide receiver last year, but why was he all-pro? You got to put 8 in the box against Christian McCaffrey. You're going to get one-on-one. See what I'm saying? Ain't no stacking the box against the Cowboys. You weren't worried about Tony Pollard last year. You wasn't no 8 in the box. They were playing 2 high safeties against us most of the last year. There wasn't no 8 in the box. They knew we didn't have a running game. See what I'm saying? You play San Francisco, you put an 8 in the box, or right off the top. That's why Kittle's so wide open. That's why Debo's so wide open. 8 men in the box. I can't give Ayuk that type of credit. I'm sorry on that. I can't. Ayuk is good though, but I can't give him that type of credit. See, it's all about the scheme and all that. Just CD had two safety looks there. That's what we lined up against. 2 high safety looks the whole time. They weren't doubling. If they in the safety coach was over the top, had the responsibility of CD. They didn't go man on man against Dallas all the time. No, they didn't do that. San Francisco got a lot of looks like that. See what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a difference. You gotta know who you with. Ain't nobody going. Look. Ain't nobody going. See, you just gotta pick and choose against a team like Philadelphia, for instance. I've been on here a while. I'm about to get off in a minute. I'm just trying to show you the differences. Against Philadelphia, you just got to pick which way you're gonna play, because if you try to stop their running game with Jalen and their running back, and now Saquon is there. If you pick that out and try to load the box up, okay, you're telling me now that you're gonna leave one-on-one with 1 wide receiver and 1 tight end. Pick your choice. If you're doubling AJ, you leave one-on-one with Devontae and Dallas Goedert. If you double team Devontae, you leave one-on-one with AJ and Goedert. You got to pick and choose. If you run a 2 high safety look, then here come the running game with Saquon. Saquon ain't never seen a defense that a free defense at least of 7 men in the box. He ain't never seen that. Penn State, he saw 8-man, 9-man boxes. When he's with the Giants, he saw 8-man, 9-man boxes. This might be the first time where he's gonna start seeing a little bit of 7-man box. So you gotta pick and choose how you want to play. Who you gonna take out? Which is the reason why I say load up the clips, if you let me say that, y'all. Put as much talent around any quarterback that make a defense. If they got to pick and choose which one they want, and you got to be able to kill on the other way of it. See what I'm saying? You got to be able to kill. If they take this one out, it makes no difference. I'm gonna get you on the other side. I'm just saying. We don't have that in Dallas. Marlon, my God, Marlon doing research over there. Marlon went 11 through 20 of who really are true number ones. And let me look at this. Amari Cooper is a number one, definitely one of those type guys. DK Metcalf definitely is one of those guys. Pickens shows flashes. I don't think he can be stopped, but he ain't got enough on his resume to make me put him really up there yet. Chris Olave is good. I ain't putting him there yet. Mike Evans definitely is a number one. Definitely. Mike Evans is a true number one wide receiver. No doubt about it. DJ Moore is a true number one wide receiver. Devontae Smith with AJ Brown, yes, I always have said that AJ is a number one and Devontae is a one lowercase one. Cooper Kupp, without a doubt, is a number one wide receiver. Deebo Samuel is more of a football player. I think Devontae is a recipient of having Ayuk and Kittle too. I'm not saying he ain't that guy, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Marvin Harrison Jr., I can't give him that credit yet. I ain't seen nothing. I don't care what he did at Ohio State. Until I see it, Until I see it in the NFL, that's when I give him his credit. See, Marvin Harrison is going to get double teamed because they ain't got too many weapons in Arizona. So you ain't just going to let them just run free. See, it's a difference. You see what I'm saying? You're going to take out Harrison just because you don't want to give the offense options. I'm just saying. There's a whole bunch of All-American wide receivers that were great at in college. Got to the league, we ain't heard nothing from them. I'm just saying. I got to see it first. And I fully believe that Marvin Harrison Jr. will be one of those type of guys. But I ain't giving no credit for what he did at Ohio State. He ain't played a down in the league yet. I ain't put him up there. No, sir. Not yet. Mike Evans is already up there. Mike Evans is a true number one wide receiver. No doubt about that. He's a guy that you know gonna get the ball and you can't stop it. And he still puts up all his numbers. So that's a number one wide receiver to me. All right. I didn't talk long enough, man. I gave y'all two. Y'all, look, before y'all leave, I done gave y'all 2 hours and 2 minutes and counting. I need all y'all to hit that like button for me. This was fun today. Go ahead and hit that like button. YouTube, double tap the screen. Facebook screen. If you're on Twitter, just thumb it up. You'll see them blue hearts come up. Just hit it. Just touch it. Y'all, I appreciate y'all, guys. This was a pretty good show today. The show changed because I let y'all kind of change it. But make no mistake about it, y'all. Tomorrow night is big for a few players. So what y'all say? All right. Let me do that one more time. Tomorrow after whatever time we play. Tomorrow is big for Trey Lance. Tomorrow is big for Jalen Brooks. And if Tolbert plays, it's big for him. Tomorrow is big for Cooper Beebe. Because I don't believe, one of them not going to play. I don't think that Brock Hoffman is playing. I don't think he should play. Well, I ain't saying he shouldn't play. I'm just saying I don't think he is. I think Beebe is going to play, so he gets a chance to make up ground because everybody's saying Hoffman is the guy right now as our center. So it's big for him to play big tomorrow. I'm not counting the running backs because we're going to come in playing, our fourth and probably fifth string running backs anyway. So they ain't not going to play. They already kind of got a mindset of what the running back room going to look like as far as our starters and maybe even 2 backups. So it's going to be hard to overtake them. So I don't even count that. Tomorrow is big. Y'all saying Mozzie, but I don't think Mozzie is going to play tomorrow. Number one, they protecting his shoulder, even though I know he practiced. I don't think they're going to play Mozzie. I just don't. I mean, I hope. I ain't going to say I hope he does because we so thin at defensive tackle. I'm going to tell you who is big for. Speaking of defensive tackle, Justin Rogers. Now, if y'all don't know who he is, go look him up. Go look up Justin Rogers from Auburn. That's a true number one tech. It's big for him because I think he can make up ground tomorrow night. I do. It's big for Justin Rogers. It's big for Maris, the linebacker from Notre Dame that we drafted. It's big for Nealon because, of course, of the Sam Williams injuries. We got to see what he can do. Praying to God, of course, no injuries happen. It's big for Wanye Thomas and Israel Mukamu. I know I may have mispronounced it wrong. Israel. Okay. It's big for those guys. I think the linebackers are set. So I believe Willie Harvey, those guys, are going to be on our team. But I think the linebacker room, starters are already set, if you ask me. Barring injury, Kendricks, Overshawn, depending on how they line up, Parsons. Some spots are already locked. It ain't no competition. Tomorrow night is big for Eric Scott and Carson, the rookie cornerback that we drafted. It's big for those guys tomorrow night. All right. Joe, I can promise y'all, I will not be doing watch parties. I ain't even sit here and do all that. I refuse to do it. I believe that West Coast, and I know for sure Boss Cowboy, and probably Coach Marv probably will be with, because everybody on this show love Coach Marv. Coach Marv, for those that have never seen him, go to Boss Cowboys show tomorrow. He will be doing a watch party tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know if West Coast is doing that. I think he is. Henny and Landlord may be doing it tomorrow. Watch party. So just turn on those notifications. Our brothers will be doing it. I'm not. It ain't no secret. Tomorrow, y'all pray for me. I have to speak tomorrow. I got to preach tomorrow. So to be honest with y'all, if the Cowboys are playing right after church, I'm probably going to be in bed, take a nap. I'm going to tape it and watch it after that. On Monday, that's the next time for that I will be. Wes might be at the game. Exactly. You're right, Jake. Matter of fact, they're playing in SoFi. So, yeah. Wes won't be doing it. But Monday, obviously, I would be doing a recap of what we saw on the game tomorrow. So Monday night, y'all come on in, all y'all Trey Lance fans. If he does well, I know y'all gonna be front and center. I told you he's ready to play. I'm gonna say, please. I'm gonna already tell you. I say, okay, good. Finally, he showed up, because he ain't showed up in training camp. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So I hope he does well. I really do. I hope he does well. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll talk about what we saw in the preseason game. And we'll talk about it and have a little bit more details, and we'll start getting some clues on, number one, who's going to make this team. And we'll get to talk about who should be playing but not going to play. Oh, it's one more name. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. It's one more name I need to say. Who else is big for? And I can't wait to see him. John Stevens. Oh, my God. Who I believe would have made the team last year if he didn't tear his ACL. And I'm quite sure y'all done heard he been killing in training camp so far. So I'm quite sure he's going to play. And, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to him, Schoonmaker, again, is injured right now. Okay? So that second tight end spot, I think, is up for grabs. So I'm looking forward to seeing John Stevens tomorrow night as well. That's really going to be a good one. That's what's going to make Trey Lance look good, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Watch what I tell you. John Stevens going to make Trey Lance look real good. All right, that's enough. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys Monday night. I'm out of here. Man, I'm cooking today. Woo, I was cooking today. I feel it. I had a good show today. It was long as all that door, but I did real good. I'm out of here, man. Y'all, see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in to the one and only. This has been the one and only, the Big Time Show.